What's up, people? Welcome back to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. I hope everyone is doing well on this Friday evening. I hope you've got some really nice things planned for this weekend. We've got a massive show for you guys this evening, so please do make sure to smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let's jump straight on into it. On tonight's show, guys, we're going to be talking about Amrabat, Eric Bailly, Bruno Fernandes, Charlie Savage, Elanga, Dean Henderson, Harry Maguire. Honestly, we've got so much to get into, guys. Literally, I think today has been one of the most busiest days for news since the transfer window opened. And most of it has been focused around the outgoings at the moment, guys, which is really interesting. There's a lot of stuff happening with the outgoings, and there's a lot of stuff happening around the Rasmus Hojlund deal, which, of course, we will jump into. People wondering what the headline is, that PSG are in the race for Rasmus Hojlund, guys. We did speak about this a little bit yesterday, but I want to start the show off with this one. I really do. So there's been a story that's just come out in the last kind of 10 or 20 minutes or so from Fabrizio Romano and from L'Equipe, about 2 or 3 different journalists all reporting this story that PSG are about to put in a bid of 60 million euros for Rasmus Hojlund. Another journalist is saying a deal for PSG for Rasmus Hojlund will not be hard to reach. Fabrizio Romano does, however, say that Manchester United's plan remains the same. Bid for Rasmus Hojlund soon to avoid PSG hijacking it. Apparently, PSG are in talks with Rasmus Hojlund's camp, and they're in talks with Atalanta at the moment, and are looking to submit a bid of 60 million euros. The story goes as follows. PSG are interested in signing Rasmus Hojlund. The manager, Luis Campos, has been in talks with the Danish striker's entourage for several weeks. The race for his signature is tough, as Manchester United have already agreed personal terms with the player. Atalanta are asking for 60 million euros. So at the moment, guys, it's a 2-horse race. It's Manchester United versus PSG. There hasn't been a bid yet from either team. That's the key bit of information that you need to understand. There isn't a bid from either team, but the story coming out is that PSG are ready to pay 60 million euros for Rasmus Hojlund. Luis Campos, the manager, and his agent have been discussing figures for several weeks now. So it is a race against time. It really is. At the end of the day, I think he'll still come from to Manchester United. I really do. I think he'll choose Manchester United over PSG. At the end of the day, you have to remember he's a boyhood Manchester United fan. He loves Manchester United. He wants to come here. He wants to play under Ten Hag. As Fabrizio said, he agreed personal terms with Manchester United, I think, in May this year. So we've had a loose agreement on, the contract side of things since May, and we're now in July. So he definitely wants to move to Manchester United. It just completely depends on who can get this deal done quicker. Obviously, PSG don't really have much kind of stability at the moment. They've got this whole Kylian Mbappe situation going on. They've got this Neymar situation going on where all of the fans want him out. I don't think that going to PSG is a very good move for Rasmus Hojlund personally. And obviously you could say, well, you're a Manchester United fan. Of course you'd say that. But looking from the outside in, going to PSG at the moment, the club's in an absolute mess. It really is. Mbappe wants to leave the club. Neymar, the fans want him out, etc. It doesn't look particularly good, does it, for them? So yeah, I am still feeling confident about this one, guys. Apparently, Atalanta have already found a replacement striker. They're going to sign El Bilal Touré. I haven't actually heard of him, to be honest. There's a story coming out that Atalanta have already chosen Almeria striker El Bilal Touré as their replacement for Hojlund. So Atalanta are already making kind of decisions on who the next striker is going to be for them. So I think it's just a matter of when, not if, for this one. Obviously, if PSG come in for a bid, then we might start having a bidding war, which I'm really not up for, guys. I think 60 million euros, I still think that's too much money. But now that PSG are coming knocking, it doesn't help our bargaining power, does it? You can't exactly say to Atalanta, oh, we'll give you £40 million, because they'll say, well, PSG want him. We'll just sell him to PSG. So it is kind of annoying, isn't it? It does weaken our bargaining position. But at the end of the day, this is football. There are only so many world-class strikers out there at the moment, and Rasmus Hojlund is one of them. So let's just hope that we do get this one over the line. It does, however, say, though, there is some positivity. It says, Manchester United are in pole position to sign Rasmus Hojlund and plan to close the deal as soon as possible. United will formalise an offer in the next coming days. I mean, they need to formalise an offer now. They really need to get this offer in right now, guys, because PSG are knocking. The wolf is at the door, and he wants Rasmus Hojlund. So, yeah, I am a bit concerned, but I do think we'll still get the player. We've got over 200 people in the chat already, guys. Absolutely incredible. Can you, everyone, please smash a like on the video, and please subscribe to the channel if you are new here. It's completely free, and it really helps get more people into the community. So please do get involved. So we've got our first question of the evening. Emmanuel says, do you think PSG are here to make United make this a quick move? Not really sure what you mean there, mate. Do you think PSG are here to make United make this a quick move? No, I do honestly think that PSG will be in for Rasmus Hojlund. I do. They need a striker. And I think Rasmus Hojlund would do really well in the French league. He would. Let's be honest. The French league is not the Premier League. I would expect Rasmus Hojlund to be scoring 15 to 20 goals minimum in the French league, to be completely honest with you. So, you know, he is a very sought-after player, you know. It's not just some... Rasmus Hojlund isn't a player that nobody else wants, okay? Don't let rival fans tell you that. He's a very sought-after player. So, yeah, the fact that PSG want him as well... Yeah, we've just got to be quick. We really, really do. But as all of these reports say, Manchester United are in pole position at the moment, guys. You've got to remember that. You've got to stay positive. And let's hope that Manchester United get this deal over the line, because otherwise we're back to the drawing board. We're probably looking at Kolo Muani, then we're looking at Gonzalo Ramos. There are other players available in that position, but it does worry me a little bit. Cornish May says, do you think we are holding back on bidding as we want to see how much PSG bid? And if it's accepted, we will match it? No, I don't think so. I think Manchester United and Atalanta have been speaking for probably 2 months now. I think they know how much Atalanta want, okay? The fee is believed to be £50 million. That's how much Atalanta want, plus add-ons. I don't think PSG will offer more than that. I think PSG would come in and match it, and obviously Rasmus Hojlund would much rather come to Manchester United, being a boyhood Manchester United fan. So I'm not massively worried about it. The only thing I can think of here is whether PSG come in and just do some ridiculous... bid. You know, that is possible. The PSG could come in and offer, you know, 70-80 million pounds, at which point I would just say walk away. I really, really would. I think 50 million pounds plus add-ons is like the very, very top mark of what we should be paying here. So anything more than that, I would 100% walk away, guys. But that's just my opinion. Of course, let me know in the comment section, guys. How do you feel about this? Are you worried about PSG? And how much do you think we can get this player for? Because I definitely want him. I really, really do. I don't want to lose out to PSG. I want to get him through the door. I want Rasmus Hojlund at Manchester United, because the most important thing here, guys, is he's Erik ten Hag's #1 target, okay? We need to back the manager. He wants Rasmus Hojlund. Go and get him Rasmus Hojlund. They didn't get him Harry Kane. That was supposedly the #1 target, which was probably an unrealistic #1 target. They didn't get him Harry Kane. They need to go out and they need to get Rasmus Hojlund. It's the bare minimum that needs to happen. But yeah, I am still feeling a little bit confident about it, but at the same time, there is a slight bit of negativity. There's one more story on Rasmus before we moved on. So the Atalanta manager apparently accepts that it would be almost impossible to keep Rasmus Hojlund this summer. He wants the solution by the end of July. So at the end of the day, guys, they know that Rasmus Hojlund's going to leave. Whether it will be PSG or Manchester United, they know that Rasmus Hojlund is going this summer. So let's just hope that in the next kind of week to 2 weeks, we get him over the line and we get him into the club, because we need to do it now, all right? If we lose out to PSG, that is an absolute disgrace. It really, really is. We've been bidding for him for we've been talking to Atalanta for months, okay? We've been talking to them for months. Personal terms have been agreed for months. We need to get this deal over the line. But yeah, I am feeling confident. But at the same time, there is a slight bit of worry in me, if I'm completely honest. But of course, let me know in the comment section, guys. How do you feel about the Rasmus Hojlund deal? Are you worried? Do you think he's a good signing? I look forward to seeing your comments in the comment section. Right, I will read out some of your questions in a little bit as well, guys, so do get your questions in if you haven't already. And please do smash a like on the video, guys. We've got over 250 people watching, which is absolutely incredible. And do make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let's see how quickly we can hit our like target for the video. And we're also, guys, we're less than 70 subscribers away from 5,600. So go and subscribe if you haven't already now. We're live every day at 8 AM UK time, and as well in the evening as well. So do get involved in the community, and let's move on to the next topic. Let's start off with some positivity. Well, we've got an ambulance going past my house. That doesn't usually happen. Right, let's start off with some positivity, guys. Alex Telles. We spoke about Alex Telles this morning, didn't we? And it looked like Alex Telles' deal to Al Nassr had broken through. But I've got some really, really positive news to share with you guys. Alex Telles to Al Nassr is on. The deal looks like it's going to happen. This is being reported by Samuel Luckhurst in the Manchester Evening News, and it's being reported by Fabrizio Romano. The fee is going to be £6 million. I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? Yesterday it was 4 and today it's 6. So it looks like Telles will be leaving, guys. The fee is going to be £6 million to Al Nassr. Really, really happy about that one. It will be a permanent move, £6 million. I think there's some add-ons as well. But yeah, let me know how you feel about that one in the comment section. I think £6 million for Alex Telles is an absolute I think that's great for us. I really, really do. He's on quite big wages. I think he's on about 100 grand a week, roughly. So yeah, I think £6 million plus clearing his wages. I'm really, really happy about that. But do let me know in the comment section, guys. Do you think 6 million is a good fee for Alex Telles, or do you think we should have got more? He's on 93 grand a week, which is roughly 5 million a year. So we've just saved 5 million a year in wages, and we've just got 6 million in the bank. So I'm really, really, really happy about that. I think it's a great bit of business. Yeah, he never was gonna play for Manchester United again, was he? At the end of the day, like, he would have just got loaned out. So this is really, really good. There was some fear that the deal had fallen through, but Fabrizio has just said in the last few minutes that Manchester United hope to get all documents signed for Alex Telles by the end of the week. Verbal agreement has been reached with Al Nassr. Man United and Al Nassr will also discuss Eric Bailly. So we're going to talk about Eric Bailly in a minute, guys. Honestly, this is the Deadwood clearance show. It is. We've got so much outgoings to talk about on this evening's show, and lots of it's coming from very, very reliable sources. So I'm really looking forward to bringing you all of this news, guys, because I know so many of you are getting sick about, you know, all of these players who are still at the club who need to leave. So yeah, Telles is going to move to Al Nassr, £6 million. That's all but been confirmed. They're just waiting to sign the final bits of paperwork, and he will leave the club, which is obviously really, really good. Right, let's move on to the next outgoing. We have a story for you guys about none other than Eric Bailly. He was a player this morning who I said, I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know where he's going. I've heard nothing. There was nothing at all about Eric Bailly for weeks, right? But the man himself, Mr. Fabrizio Romano, has come out in the last half an hour saying Eric Bailly will make a decision on the next club soon, as he's set to leave Manchester United in the coming weeks. He goes on to say that Al Nassr, Fulham and Al Ettifaq, which is Steven Gerrard's club, have all approached him. So there's 3 clubs in the race for Eric Bailly: Fulham, Al Nassr and Al Ettifaq. Really, really positive. It looks like Eric Bailly is going to leave as well. We're not sure at this point how much it will be. Yeah, we're not sure how much the fee will be for Eric Bailly, but Alex Telles is gone and Eric Bailly is all but gone as well. So very, very positive. 2 players who 100% needed to leave the club. 2 people who definitely were no longer required, were surplus to requirements. So I'm really, really happy that those 2 are going to leave. Of course, we will keep you updated as and when we get some news on the confirmed destination. But yeah, it does look like Eric Bailly will leave the club. And we've got one more kind of immediate outgoings to talk about you really, really quickly. We did do a separate video about this earlier, but some of you guys might have missed this. This is about none other than Mr. Anthony Elanga, a player who I do like, but to be completely honest with you, I don't think Anthony Elanga was ever going to make it at Manchester United. So this story's coming out from Fabrizio as well. Fabrizio's been really on it today. He's been posting constantly. So Fabrizio Romano says the following about Anthony Elanga. He says, Nottingham Forest have submitted... Sorry, it's not that one. That's the wrong one. That's about Dean Henderson. I do apologise. So here we go, guys. So it's a here we go from Fabrizio, from the man himself, confirming that Anthony Elanga will join Nottingham Forest. He says, Anthony Elanga to Nottingham Forest will be completed by the end of the week. It's a permanent transfer, £15 million transfer fee. The green light has been given by the player. Here we go. So Dean Henderson looks like he might go there as well, but Anthony Elanga is confirmed to sign for Nottingham Forest. £15 million. Really, really happy with that. I think that's a great bit of business. Again, do let me know in the comment section, guys. Are you happy with 15 million for Telles? Sorry, for Eric. I'm getting so confused. There's so much outgoings today that, yeah. So Anthony Elanga, £15 million to Nottingham Forest. Really, really happy about that. I think it's a great bit of business. Again, he's a player who I just don't ever see making it into the Manchester United squad. So it's definitely a sensible option to get him out of the team. That deal has been... We've got the here we go from Fabrizio Romano. We've got the stamp of approval. So yeah, we can pretty much say that he will go. So far, guys, today on the show, or today, we've had Anthony Elanga to Nottingham Forest, 15 million. Alex Telles to Al Nassr for 6 million. And also Eric Bailly is going to leave. So that's 3 players. Really, really good. I was sick of talking about these players and, you know, are they going to leave? Are they going to stay? But at the end of the day, it does raise money for us to then go and spend elsewhere. It allows Ten Hag to strengthen in positions where he actually needs to strengthen because, you know, these players were literally just sat there doing nothing, let's be honest. Eric Bailly and Alex Telles were out on loan, and Anthony Elanga spent the whole season on the bench. So to actually get some money for these players, 15 million for Elanga, 6 million for Telles, that's 21 million. And then probably we'll get around 5 for Eric Bailly. So that's 26 million pounds in the bank. And the really, really important thing here, guys, is Anthony Elanga came through the youth academy. So he counts as 100% profit on our financial fair play. So that money can go straight back into the club and can go towards someone like Amrabat, who we will be talking about in a minute. We've got over 350 people watching on the show this afternoon, guys. Absolutely incredible. Please do smash a like on the video if you haven't already, and please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're about 60 subscribers away from 5,600. So let's see if we can hit that by the end of the video, guys. Right, let's talk about Amrabat really, really quickly. There's a story that's come out today from, it's coming out from, where's he gone? There he is, Amrabat. So it's coming out from Santi J on Twitter, who is a journalist who I quite like. I think he's a Spanish journalist. Let me just double check that for you. But anyway, the story is as follows, that apparently Manchester United have made an initial verbal offer to Amrabat's agent to try and bring him to the club. Believed to be around 15 million euros, which definitely isn't going to get us there. Fiorentina want around 20 million euros. But the key thing is here, guys, Manchester United are in negotiations with Fiorentina. Apparently Amrabat would like the move, so I do think that this one will happen. It's coming out from Santi J FM, who again, yeah, he's a Spanish journalist. Someone who has had some quite good news in the past. He does go on to say that apparently Ali, some Saudi Arabian club, are also interested, but I can't see Amrabat moving to Saudi Arabia. He's only 26, so I don't think that will happen. It goes on to say that this is coming from Gazzetta, who is obviously an Italian newspaper, saying that Manchester United are the most determined team for Amrabat, and parties want to resolve this situation by Monday. He would be interested in joining Manchester United. So it's really, really positive. It does look like we will get this deal for Amrabat over the line. Obviously, as I said, we've got rid of 2 or 3 players today. Yeah, we've got rid of 2 or 3 players today. We've got some breaking news as well coming out here, guys. I know people keep asking me about Mason Greenwood, and I kind of avoid the question, but Ten Hag, the manager, our beloved manager, has actually just spoken on Ten Hag. So Ten Hag has said the following about Mason Greenwood. He says, it's a club decision, and of course, I said my opinions, but it's a club decision, and we have to accept that. And then he's asked if he wants Mason Greenwood to stay, and he says, I can't say. What does everybody think about that? Weird. So yeah, if anybody's unaware, Erik ten Hag is doing an interview. I think it's right now about an interview. He's doing his first interview of the summer, and apparently he's just been asked about Mason Greenwood, and he said, ultimately it's not up to me. I need to, it's up to the club. I can't give my opinion on whether I want him to stay or not. So I don't really know what to think of that, to be honest with you. There was a lot of stories coming out saying that he wanted him to stay at the club, wasn't there? But who knows? I'm not really too sure. Obviously, if we get any more quotes from Ten Hag on that, I will, of course, read them out for you. But yeah, at the moment, guys, it doesn't look like Mason Greenwood will be at the club next summer, to be completely honest with you. I think he'll go out on loan, but we'll have to wait and see. He just said that it's a club decision. I said my opinion about it, but let's see what's going to happen. I mean, if I'm going to, kind of react to that quote about Mason Greenwood from Ten Hag, that makes me think that he does want him at the club, doesn't it? Like, that makes me think that he wants Mason Greenwood to be at the club next season, because he says, it's a club decision. I said my opinion about it, but let's see what is going to happen. So ultimately, he doesn't even, well, he probably does know, but he's obviously not going to tell us at this point. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, that one. I'm not really sure what to think about that. Ten Hag is very, very reserved about his opinions, which I quite like. He never really shares anything. He never really gives anything away. But ultimately, the question that was asked was, Erik ten Hag, would you like to keep Mason Greenwood at the club? And he just says, I can't say. So Erik ten Hag isn't willing to give his opinion. He isn't willing to give his opinion on whether he wants Mason Greenwood at the club next summer. So yeah, I guess that's fair enough. Right, let's move on to the next topic then, shall we, guys? So just a really, really quick one. It's not the most exciting bit of news, but Charlie Savage has moved to Reading on a permanent deal. We did speak about him this morning, and we did think it was going to be a loan move, but we can now confirm that Charlie Savage has left Manchester United. And he has moved to, where's he moved to? He's moved to Reading on a permanent deal. So yeah, he's gone, Charlie Savage. I'm not really sure what to think about that one. I'm not really too bothered, to be completely honest with you. Apparently it's a permanent deal, guys. So Charlie Savage has left the club and he has moved to Reading. Let me know in the comment section, would you have done that? For me personally, I'm not really too bothered. I don't think Charlie Savage would have ever made it as a Manchester United player, to be completely honest with you. I think he was all right. Like, he didn't really excite me. But let me know in the comment section, you know, what would you have done with Charlie Savage? He's gone to Reading. Apparently it is a permanent deal. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say on that one, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, let me know in the comment section, you know, did you think there was a player there? Would you have liked him to stay? I don't know. I'm not too bothered. You know, I wish him all the best. He's gone off to League One. Let's hope he has a good career. And let's hope, you know, he does go on to be a, you know, Premier League player. Right, let's move on to Dean Henderson. We've got a story to bring you about Dean Henderson. This is coming out from Samuel Luckhurst in the Manchester Evening News. And Samuel says, Manchester United are waiting for Nottingham Forest to submit an acceptable offer for Dean Henderson after they have rejected their initial proposal of a loan deal with an obligation to buy. So Manchester United are still in talks with Nottingham Forest over this Dean Henderson deal. It hasn't completely, you know, crashed. But as you guys know, Nottingham Forest wanted him on loan, which is ridiculous if you ask me. Like, why would Manchester United loan out Dean Henderson again? We did it once. Why would we do it again? So at the moment, guys, Manchester United and Nottingham Forest are still talking, but ultimately Manchester United are waiting until an acceptable offer comes in from Nottingham Forest before they let him go. But the fact that they're doing this Elanga deal, I do think that Dean Henderson will leave as well, to be completely honest with you. You know, Manchester United are already speaking to Nottingham Forest. They've just done this deal for Elanga, so I'm pretty confident that we'll get the deal over the line for Dean Henderson as well. Yeah, it is very, very weird. Like, as Malp says in the chat, honestly, today we've had Tellez is gone pretty much, Elanga's gone pretty much, Eric Bailly's gone pretty much, and Dean Henderson's gone pretty much. So we've had 4 players today that look like they're going to leave the club. Like, it's absolutely mental. I really didn't expect this. I've been complaining, not massively, but a little bit to you guys, saying we really need to get people out of the club. We need to get the outgoing sorted because it's been so slow. And literally in the space of one day, we've had 4 people who literally have no career at Manchester United gone. So very, very positive. Super happy about that one, guys. As I said to you before, I honestly think what's more important this transfer window is letting players leave the club. Because we need to get our wage bill down. That's one of the most important things this summer for Manchester United. It's decreasing our wage budget. You know, it's getting these high paid earners out of the club. Dean Henderson on 100 grand a week. Tellez on 100 grand a week. Eric Bailly on 100 grand a week. Like, all of them need to leave the club. I mean, off the top of my head, getting rid of those 3 players will save us around 15 million a year in wages. Absolutely mental. So really happy. Even if we only get 15-20 million for what's he called, Dean Henderson, I will take it at this point. I don't really care anymore, to be completely honest with you. As long as he goes, as long as we get him off the books and it's not a loan deal, I think it's acceptable. But yeah, let me know in the comment section, how much do you think we should sell Dean Henderson for? What do you think is an acceptable price? And let me know your reasons. For me, 15 to 20, I think is more than acceptable. Right, so we've got a bit of a quote from Ten Hag coming out in the last few minutes about Harry Maguire. So this one's quite interesting. And I want you guys to take this with a pinch of salt, because you know what Eric Ten Hag is like. He says one thing and then does another thing. So we can't take everything Eric Ten Hag says literally. He said that he wanted Ronaldo to play and then he gets rid of him. He said he wanted De Gea next season and then he gets rid of him. So let's jump into it. Right, so this is coming out from Ten Hag directly. Ten Hag says, we respect Harry Maguire. He's very important for this squad, for this team. And you know, in his role as centre-back, we have 4 centre-backs. I talked about consistency. We know we can't do it with 11 players, and I am so happy we have 4 good centre-backs. So ultimately, Eric Ten Hag has come out and backed Harry Maguire, okay? He has. He says, we respect Harry Maguire. He's very important to this squad. I mean, to be completely honest with you, he said that about David De Gea and then he got rid of him. He said that about Ronaldo and then he got rid of him. So I don't really take too much into this. I don't think that... I honestly don't think that Ten Hag wants Harry Maguire at the club. Like, I'd be very surprised if he did. You know, he prefers Luke Shaw to him at left back, so why would he want to keep him? I think we can just kind of disregard this comment as, you know, him trying to retain Harry Maguire's value, because at the end of the day, if he comes out and says Harry Maguire's rubbish, get him out of my club, that's going to cause a massive issue, isn't it? It's going to cause a huge issue for when you try and sell him, when a club comes knocking. You know, of course, I don't want to say he's lying, because that's a bit like, I don't know. Lying is like a strong word, but he says we respect Harry Maguire. Okay, I'm sure he does respect Harry Maguire. You know, that doesn't mean anything. He's very important for this squad, for this team. That's quite vague, you know? How is he important? Is he friendly in the dressing room? Is he, you know, is he good at getting the bibs out? You know, he hasn't said, he's my starting centre-back. I rely on him every single game. Without him, we're going to fall apart. You know, he hasn't said that. He's just said he's very important for this squad. We don't know why he's important, do we? So, as I said, yeah, I think it's just the way that Ten Hag does things. Like, he wants to deter stuff from the players, which I actually like, because you see, like, people like Jose Mourinho, yeah? If it was Jose Mourinho, he'd say, we don't want Harry Maguire anymore. I've told him he needs to leave the club. And then you're stuck with him. You're stuck with this player who nobody wants to buy because, you know, you value him at this high price and you've pretty much publicly come out and said you don't want him. So I don't mind Ten Hag doing stuff like this. And now we know after the Ronaldo and the De Gea situation that whatever Erik Ten Hag says about players, we've got to take with a pinch of salt. We really, really do. We've got our first super chat of the show. So this is coming in from 2001. Thanks for the super chat. He says, hi, brilliant show, mate. Would like to come on if possible one of these days. What's your best starting 11 for next season? Yeah, if anybody does want to get in contact, you can follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. I think it's just daily_red_devil. Yeah. So yeah, if you do want to get in contact, if you do want to drop me a message about something, or you want to talk about potentially coming on the show in the future, then obviously, yeah, do message me on Twitter, direct message. I'll put a link to the Twitter in the live chat now, guys. So if you've not followed us on Twitter, I've just put a link to our Twitter in the live chat, so do get involved. And if anybody does want to join the members club or wants to do a super chat, then if you hit the $, then obviously you can do that. So in relation to your question, the best starting 11, I did actually get this up for another video. Let me see if I can get it up on the screen for you guys. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys, and I'll get my starting 11 up. Okay. All right, ignore the rest of the screen for now. But have a look. I've put up my preferred starting 11 on the right-hand corner of the screen, okay? So this is my preferred starting 11. This is a little sneak preview of what the watch-along overlay is going to look like for when we do watch-alongs this season. But you can see my starting 11 on the top right-hand corner of your screen. So I've got Onana in goal. Sorry, that's not the right one, is it? There we go, that's it. We've got Onana in goal. Luke Shaw left back. We've got Martinez and Varane as centre backs, Wan-Bissaka right back, a midfield three of Mason Mount, Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes, and then we've got a front three of Garnacho, Rashford and Antony. That's my preferred starting 11 at this point, guys. I love Garnacho, and I really want him to get some game time. So yeah, I want to make sure that we make enough room for Garnacho next season. But thank you for the question, and thank you for the super chat. Really, really appreciated. Any support is obviously massively appreciated on this channel. So big ups to you for your super chat. What was I going to say? We've got over 350 people watching today, guys. Absolutely amazing. Please do make sure to hit the like button and to subscribe if you are new here. It's completely free, doesn't cost any money, so please do get involved in the community if you haven't already. Yeah, and if you want to do a super chat, you just hit the $, and yeah, again, also really appreciated. Right, let's move. We're still talking about Harry Maguire really, really quickly. So there's a story coming out from Samuel Luckhurst on Harry Maguire saying that West Ham have been in contact about Harry Maguire while there is uncertainty over Fred's future. However, sources insist his personal issues, which kept him out of the US squad, are not transfer related. So apparently, Samuel Luckhurst is reporting that Manchester United have had more contact from West Ham over the potential signing of Harry Maguire. So it does look like this is still, it does look like. So somebody's saying something about Billy Marsh. Is there a moderator in the chat today? I don't know where the moderator is. Let me make somebody else a moderator. Who watches the show regularly? Give me 1 second, guys. Apparently somebody's saying something in the chat that they shouldn't be. Jamie, I've just made you a moderator because I think you watch quite regularly. So yeah, I've just made you yeah. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted there. Somebody's saying something not right in the chat. So anyway, hopefully the moderator will now sort that out. Anyway, so yeah, Maguire to West Ham. Apparently there's been fresh communication from from West Ham recently over potentially signing him. So let's hope that happens. Yeah, and I will add some more people as moderators soon, guys. I'm trying to multitask at this point. So yeah, I'll come back to that in a minute. But yeah, so we've talked about Harry Maguire. Let's move on to the next topic, guys. Let's talk about Zion Suzuki really, really quickly. There is a new story surrounding Suzuki. So this story is coming out from Fabrizio Romano. It says, Zion Suzuki's club want to keep him until at least January, while Manchester United are pushing for him now. Discussions are ongoing. He's not the only name on the list, though. So I think at the moment, guys, the Japanese league is on at the moment. I think their kind of season is at a different time to us. So I think it's like right in the middle of the Japanese league at the moment. So they're kind of reluctant to sell him at this point. That's what's being reported. Zion Suzuki's club, I think they're called Urawa Reds or something. They don't want to sell him at the moment. They want to keep him for until January. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one, guys. Of course, we will. We will keep you updated as and when we get some more news. Apparently, he has a release clause of £5 million. So it does look like, it does look like we will get that deal over the line, but we will probably have to pay his release clause. Okay, guys? Right, let's move on to the next story. I'm getting a little bit distracted by the chat at the moment because somebody's saying something. The Liverpool fan is apparently saying something. I'm trying to not talk about it because I just think it's better to be avoided. But anyway, let's move on. So we've got a couple of quotes coming out from... We've got some quotes coming out from Bruno Fernandes about what the captaincy means to him. I wanted to bring this into the show because I really, really like Bruno Fernandes. I think it was the right decision to make him the Manchester United captain. And I thought what he said was absolutely perfect. Listen to this, guys. This is Bruno Fernandes talking about what the captaincy means to him. Bruno says, Manchester United captain, it's obviously a great moment for me and my family. It's not something you dream of because it's more than a dream. It's something that makes me proud. So I honestly, for me, I'm so happy that Bruno is the new Manchester United captain. I'm absolutely buzzing about it. I think he's going to do a great job and I'm really, really excited to have him as the official captain. I really, really am. Is everybody kind of happy now about the Bruno Fernandes situation, or is there still some people who are a little bit, unsure about whether he should be the captain? For me, it's 100% should be Bruno. It really, really should. I don't see anybody else who could kind of do the job as well as him at this current moment in our kind of development, or whatever you want to call it. I know some people want Casemiro. Some people wanted, what's he called? Varane. Some people wanted Martinez. But honestly, I'm so happy about Bruno Fernandes. I really, really am. So to be honest, guys, I'm just going to give you a really quick overview. It looks like our realistic transfer business for the rest of the window will be Zion Suzuki, the goalkeeper, Amrabat from Fiorentina, and Rasmus Hojlund from Atalanta. So it looks like we'll bring in those three players. As we said, obviously Elanga's gone pretty much. Tellez has gone pretty much by Dean Henderson. So I think it will then be very much relying on getting people out of the club. I think we'll get those three people in, but then we'll need to sell players in order to bring more people in. Somebody's asking about who the vice captain is. That is a great question. They haven't actually announced the vice captain yet, but my guess is it will probably be Casemiro, I think. But yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that one. Jackie's asking what the situation is on Mason Greenwood. The club haven't put out a statement about Mason Greenwood yet, guys. So at the moment, nobody knows what's going on with Mason Greenwood. The only people who know is probably Ten Hag, Mason Greenwood, and Manchester United. The last update we had was that Manchester United are still, investigating about the situation and deciding what to do. So to be honest with you, I don't think Manchester United even know what to do with Mason Greenwood at this point, because all of the kind of news that's come out has said they're still doing this internal investigation, whatever that means. So we'll have to wait and see, guys. Nobody knows what's happening with Mason Greenwood. Obviously, as soon as we get the confirmation, I will let you know. As I said, Ten Hag has just done a press conference in the last kind of 10 minutes or so, and Ten Hag has said the following on Mason Greenwood. He says, it's a club decision. Let's see what happens. He's then asked whether he wants Mason Greenwood back, and he says, it's not up to me. So Ten Hag is not willing to kind of give anything away. Your guess is as good as mine at this point. If you want my guess, I honestly don't know. I honestly do not know. I think it goes two ways, okay? Just to answer your question, I think it goes two ways. I think it goes two ways. I think either Mason Greenwood and his, I don't know if they're married now, his partner, whatever they're called, Mason Greenwood and his partner will either do an interview on national TV, okay, and then maybe he'll get reintroduced to the squad. I think that's potentially an option, or he'll just go out on loan. But this is just my opinion. I don't know. And I've said my opinion on what I would do with Mason Greenwood many times before. So, you know, this is purely just what I think Manchester United would do, not what I would do. And as I said, guys, we will keep you updated as and when we get more information on that story. But as it stands, nobody knows what's going to happen with Mason. Maybe he doesn't even know. The club might not even know. So yeah, sorry I can't answer that question more effectively. But at the end of the day, that is the honest answer. So yeah, I do apologise. Right. We've got over 350 people in the chat today, which is absolutely incredible. Please do make sure to smash a like on the video, guys, if you haven't already, and please do subscribe to the channel. We're now 20 subscribers away from 5,600, so please do go and subscribe really, really quickly. Let's see if we can hit that by the end of today's stream. That would be a massive achievement. Right, let's move on to the next topic, though. We've got about 25 minutes left of the show, guys. I will read out some more of your comments in the second half. Yeah, I will read out some more comments in the second half. So if you have any questions, put the letter Q and then your message, and I will have a look back through in a little bit from now. Right. And as well, if anybody's missed any of the show and's asking about Amrabat, asking about Rasmus Hojlund, etc., do just go back and rewind it, and yeah, it all will be revealed. I don't want to kind of repeat myself at this point, just because I am conscious of anybody who has been watching since the beginning. I don't want them to have to, you know, listen through it all again. Anyway, let's move on. I don't know what's going on in the chat. I've added a few more people as mods, so yeah, hopefully the new moderators can deal with whatever's going on in the chat, because I can't keep my eyes on both the screens at the same time. It's a little bit too much. It is. Yeah, as John says in the chat, I would imagine that all of the kind of transfer fees that we've raised today, you know, 15 for Elanga, 6 for Telles, that should cover Amrabat's fee. It should. Apparently, Amrabat is available for around 25 million. So the money we get from Telles and the money we get from Elanga should be enough to get that deal over the line. So yeah, I'm feeling really, really excited about that one, guys. I 100% want to get Amrabat at the club. He's an essential signing for me. He really, really is. Right, I'll read out a couple of your questions in a minute, guys. Give me 1 second and I will join over to the chat. Right, let's have a look. So Gregory says, what do you think about, I can't pronounce this guy's name, Kakare, the 23-year-old defensive midfielder from Lyon, as a possible signing for Manchester United? I mean, to be completely honest with you, I would just go for Amrabat, okay? I would just go for Amrabat. I wouldn't go for any other defensive midfielder. I'd go all out for Amrabat, 25 million. He's played under Ten Hag before. I think he would be the right signing for us. I really, really do. Kelvin says, who's our second choice goalkeeper? So it looks like the second choice goalkeeper will be Zion Suzuki. It looks like Dean Henderson is going to move to... where's he going to move to? Nottingham Forest. Tom Heaton looks like he's going to move to Luton. So Tom Heaton will go. Dean Henderson will go, and we will bring in Zion Suzuki. That's what it looks like will happen at the moment, guys. But of course, we will keep you updated as and when we get confirmation on those 2 bits of news. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Are you happy with Zion Suzuki as the backup, or do you think he's not strong enough? I'm a little bit unsure, to be completely honest with you. I think it's maybe a bit of a risk to have Zion Suzuki as the backup goalkeeper. But at the end of the day, that seems to be what we're doing. So we've just got to kind of get on with it, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, do let me know in the comments section. What do you think about Zion Suzuki being the backup? I mean, be completely honest with me here, guys. Has anybody in this chat today ever heard of Zion Suzuki before about a week ago? Like, I would be very, very surprised if anybody here had ever heard of him. Like, I definitely had, to be completely honest. I definitely hadn't heard of him, like, whatsoever. So, yeah. But let me know in the comment section. Maybe somebody here has watched him before and says, Kieran, he's really, really good. You know, he's going to be a great signing. I think he'll be a great backup. So, Acid Red Devil says, do you see Hojlund as being a done deal today? I don't think so. I don't think we'll get Hojlund done today, guys. I really, really don't. Maybe over the weekend. Maybe. I don't know. I'm really not sure. I am a little bit concerned, I'll be completely honest with you, because you know how slow Manchester United are. I'm pretty sure Manchester United just don't work on the weekends, do they? I'm sure John Murtough and Richard Arnold just don't work on the weekend. I'm sure about it. Like, they never seem to work on the weekends, do they? Like, when do we ever get a here we go on the weekend? Never. It never happens. So, yeah, I don't think we'll get the here we go for Rasmus Hojlund today. Maybe we do. Maybe we get one at 9 o'clock tonight. You know, if we do, obviously we will be live for that. So, yeah, fingers crossed we do get the deal done today. And hopefully this kind of pressure that we're getting from PSG just gives Manchester United a bit of a kick to say, come on, if you want the deal, let's do it. Because otherwise, I do fear that if we waste too much time, we might miss out on him. I really, really do. So, yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think about that, guys. Let me know in the comment section, when do you think we'll get the here we go for Rasmus Hojlund? Let me know the date, the day. So if you think it's going to be Saturday, put the date in the comment section of when you think Rasmus Hojlund will be a here we go. And if you think it's not going to be a here we go, let me know as well. I do personally think we will get him. I really, really do. I think he will join Manchester United. I think it's a matter of when, not if. PSG probably are interested in him, but apparently PSG need to sell players. That's what I heard. Apparently they don't actually have much money. Yeah, but I'm not sure if that's correct. Obviously, I assume they still have to apply to financial fair play, do they, PSG? Do PSG do financial fair play, or can they just buy whoever they want whenever they want? I'm not really sure, to be completely honest with you. So a couple of people are saying Wednesday, Tuesday. Yeah, I think Rasmus Hojlund will be next week, guys. I really, really do. Like, you've got to think, we only announced Onana last night. Imagine if we go from announcing Onana last night to here we go Hojlund the day after. I honestly would have to say, oh, sorry everyone. I honestly would have to say that if that happens, right, I would actually applaud the Manchester United recruitment team. If we manage to get Hojlund, here we go, within 24 hours of Onana, and on the same day we have Elanga leaving, we have Telles leaving, like, that would be incredible. So there's another quote coming out from Ten Hag about Harry Maguire, guys. Brace yourselves for this. So Ten Hag has literally said a couple of minutes ago, these are Ten Hag's words. He says, we are really pleased to have Harry Maguire in our squad. I mean, what does everybody think about that? Ten Hag literally said this in the last 30 seconds. We are really pleased to have Harry Maguire in our squad. How does everybody feel about that? Are you pleased to have Harry Maguire in our squad? I mean, at the end of the day, guys, like I said 5 minutes ago, of course he's going to say that. He's not going to come out and say, Harry Maguire's rubbish. I stripped him of the captaincy and now I want rid of him. You know, he's never going to say that. So he has to say that he's happy to have Harry Maguire in his squad. He really, really does. So I don't really, you know, make too much of that. I don't. Yeah, but of course, I don't know. I will be pretty upset if Harry Maguire's still here next season. Yeah, as Jamie says, he has to say that. He does. Like, he has to say that he's happy for Harry Maguire to be here. He can't say, Harry Maguire's rubbish, get him out of my club, I hate him. Like, because that would be absolutely ridiculous. But the wording is a little bit weird. We are really pleased to have Harry Maguire in our squad. I don't think you are, Eric. I really, really don't. I think you want rid of him. So just be honest. Tell the press what they want. Tell him that he's rubbish and you want him out. Imagine if he did that, though. Yeah, as Jamie says, it's classic Ten Hag. He said that about David De Gea. He said that about Ronaldo. You know, at the end of the day, he wants rid of him. He definitely does. It's a load of rubbish. It's a load of rubbish. You can put that one straight in the bin. You really, really can. Right, we've got 20 minutes left of the show, guys. Please do make sure to smash a like if you haven't already and subscribe to the channel. We're going to read out a few more of your questions in a minute, so do get your questions in. Do let me know how you're feeling about the Elanga deal. And yeah, let's move on to the next bit of the show. Where are we then? Let's have a look. We've talked about Dean Henderson. We've talked about Maguire, Suzuki. So James says, fair point about Suzuki. No one had heard of him before, but Ten Hag's team has. That's promising after all the good players he has already found for us. Yeah, I completely agree. Like, I definitely trust Erik ten Hag as a manager. I do. Like, if you look at the people he's brought in last summer, Casemiro has worked, Martinez has worked, Malacia for 10 million has worked, Anthony, I think, has worked, but obviously the fee is ridiculous. I think all of the players that Erik ten Hag signed last year have actually worked quite well. We can't, you know, paying £80 million for Anthony was ridiculous, but I still think he's a good player and he's someone I like. So yeah, I'm not going to be slagging off Erik ten Hag's kind of recruitment strategy at this point, because to this point, none of them have flopped. They've all done pretty well. Yeah. Kevin, thank you, Kevin. Thank you to everybody who's putting in all the really nice messages today, guys. Really, really appreciate it. Really appreciate all the support. I didn't realise as well when we went live, literally every other Manchester United channel on YouTube went live at the same time. So, yeah, it's a bit of a weird one today. I think today was kind of the first day where we've literally been live at the same time as all the other channels. So I really do appreciate all of you guys for, you know, committing to watching our channel and being part of this community. I really, really do appreciate it. So thank you for that. Because like I said, for some reason, literally at the same time we went live, all of the other channels that are on YouTube that do kind of Manchester United content also went live. So yeah, it was a bit of a crazy one, to be completely honest with you. But there we go. There's not really too much we can do about that at the end of the day, is there? Right, let's have a read of a few of your comments. So Hendrik says, I think Henderson needs to be sold for 20 million. I mean, if we got 20 million for Henderson, I'd be absolutely buzzing. I don't think we'll get 20 million for Henderson personally. So Big T says, do you think Eric likes having Maguire in the squad for comedy value? Something to boost team morale? Oh my God. Nice joke. I love that comment. That's the comment of the chat, Jamie. Not Jamie, Big T. Thank you for that. How does everybody feel about that? Big T says, do you think Eric likes having Maguire in the squad for comedy value? I mean, probably not. I think he probably did see something in Maguire at one point. You know, he didn't mind him warming the bench, I guess. Joe says, Zion Suzuki is a good enough backup keeper because he's first choice goalie and been playing regularly for the Urawa Reds and the Japanese national team. Yeah, that's a fair point. It is a fair point. I am excited about this Suzuki guy. I am. Like, from all the clips I've seen of him, he looks really, really good. He's 20 years of age. Apparently, he's a very similar player to Onana, but obviously a lot younger. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I am. Jackie says, Kieran, really was not a word Eric Ten Hag used describing Maguire. This is what he said. We are pleased to have Harry in our squad. I mean, I've literally got the quote up here from Fabrizio Romano. It says, Fabrizio Romano tweeted saying, we are really pleased to have Harry Maguire in our squad. So, I don't know. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just reading a tweet off my phone that, you know, a journalist with 17 million followers has put out. So, I do apologise if he didn't say really. But, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, again, let me have a look. Dimmy says, Maguire, the £22 million water boy. Honestly, guys, you do crack me up. I do feel, no, I was going to say I feel bad for him, but I don't really. He's on 240 grand a week. I would happily be on 240 grand a week and then have memes made out of me and be, you know, berated on the internet for that amount of money. So Irvin says, are we raising money for Amrabat and Hojlund now, or have we got the cash? So in relation to, you know, financial fair play, all the rest of it, apparently we have enough to buy Rasmus Hojlund, but we would need money to buy Amrabat. But obviously, with the news of Elanga going to Nottingham Forest for 15 million, that will pretty much pave the way for the money required for Amrabat. So I'd say at this point, guys, we do have enough money if Amrabat is going to be 25 million to get both. So that's really, really positive because we definitely need both of those players and we definitely need to get them in soon because it's essential. It really, really is essential for me. It is. All right, everyone's just literally destroying Harry Maguire now. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, guys, like, I'm not here to spread hate about a player. Like, Harry Maguire is a professional footballer. I'm not. You know, he's probably worked very, very hard all of his life. So I can't really slag him off for that. But he's not good enough to play for Manchester United, and he definitely should never be being paid 240 grand a week by any club. Like, that is absolutely ridiculous. That's my view on it. I wish him all the best. I hope he goes to another club and does well. I hope he goes to West Ham, you know, and gets a really good move. But at the end of the day, who knows? Who knows with Harry Maguire? Maybe he's happy to sit on the bench, you know? Maybe he's happy to sit on the bench and earn his 240 grand a week. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Right, we've got 10 minutes left of the show, guys. So do get a few more questions in, and I will read them out. I do feel a little bit bad for Maguire. I do. I know he's on 250 grand a week, or 240 grand a week. But at the end of the day, it wasn't his fault. Ed Woodward gave him that contract. Ed Woodward agreed to pay £80 million for him. So all of the blame really needs to be put on Ed Woodward at the end of the day, you know? He was the idiot who thought Harry Maguire was worth £80 million. So, yeah. I think all of the hate and all of the kind of he's an idiot needs to be directed at Ed Woodward, to be completely honest with you. And let's just hope that Harry Maguire makes the right decision for his own career and moves to someone like West Ham, moves to someone like an Everton, because he would actually do well there. Big T says, do you think you could defend better than Harry Maguire? No, definitely not. Harry Maguire's pretty tall and physical, isn't he? Like, he is good at when people put the ball into the cross, he does do really well at defending it, in all fairness. You know, we've got to give him some credit. He is good at that element of the game, but generally he's not very good, is he? He's not fast, he's not very mobile, etc, etc. So yeah, £80 million, absolutely ridiculous. He probably was worth half of that, to be completely honest with you. Harry Maguire for 40, I would have thought, yeah, that's okay. 80, absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, again, I know everyone likes to, you know, put all of the negativity towards him, but he didn't decide 80 million. That was Leicester's job, you know? So yeah, I'm not the kind of person as well. I'm not going to be the kind of channel who's going to signal, you know, do personal hate towards a player. I just don't really see the point in it. I just think it's negative and unnecessary. And I'm not going to kind of try and generate quick clicks by having this really negative opinion that's ultimately going to get clicks and a reaction, because I just don't really see the point in that. That's not who I am in the real world. So I'm not going to get behind a camera in the safety of my room and kind of berate people personally about, you know, oh, Harry Maguire's rubbish, he's an idiot, all this stuff. Like, I just don't really see the point in it. I wish him all the best. I hope he goes and gets another move, you know, and that's kind of my take on it. Gregory says, do you believe the Glazers will sell United to Qatar before the summer transfer window ends? That's a great question. We haven't talked about the Takeover All stream, which has been quite refreshing, to be completely honest with you, but thank you for the question nonetheless. Do I think the Glazers will sell to Qatar? I think they will sell to Qatar, guys. I do, but I'm not sure if it will be before the end of the season. I don't. I really don't know anymore. I really don't know. Like, it's caused me so many headaches to try and think about what's going on with the Manchester United takeover. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know anymore. In the bottom of my heart, I do think they will sell to Manchester United. I do think they will sell to Qatar, guys. But I would say I'd be very, very surprised if it's bought before the end of the transfer window. I'd be very surprised. It's 5 or 6 weeks until the transfer window starts. So yeah, I would say no, to be completely honest with you. But I do still think that they will sell to them eventually. But that could be ages, okay? It took 18 months for the Newcastle to Saudi Arabia deal to go through. 18. We've been in this process for 8. So it could rumble on for ages. You know, we could be sat here next year talking about this. I wouldn't be surprised. Hendrick says, I don't think they're going to sell. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. It's such a difficult one to predict, isn't it? You know, because it is just a guessing game. You've just got to kind of gather all of the different information that's out there and then just formalise an opinion. Because that's all you can do. Nobody knows. The Glazers might not even know at this point. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to say 100% I think they're going to sell, but I do think that selling is probably the more likely option in my heart. I think they will sell, but it could take 6 months. It could take a year. I don't know when, you know. That's my take on it anyway. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to be real with you guys. I don't want to spread like, oh yeah, you know, Sheikh Jassim's text me saying they're going to sell. I do think they will sell, but I don't know. I don't think it'll be quick. I really, really don't. I think it will drag on and on and on. This is a good question, actually. Fred says, is it that you don't care or that you don't know anymore? I think my viewpoint on it is the same as it was maybe like a month ago. I still think the most likely option is that either they'll sell to Sheikh Jassim or they'll stay. I think those are the two most viable options, right? I've been saying that for 4 or 5 weeks. I do get a little bit deflated talking about it all the time because nothing's happening, you know? We're not getting any updates. Nothing seems to happen. And it does just kind of frustrate me, and it does drag you down a little bit. So I have kind of pushed it to the back of my head a little bit, and I am quite enjoying how Manchester United are operating in the transfer window this summer. I've been enjoying, the outgoings especially. I'm enjoying Rasmus Hojlund, all of this stuff. It's not going to make any difference whether I want the Glazers in or out. As I've said to you guys many, many times before, even if we signed Neymar, Messi, Mbappe, and Harry Kane this summer, I would still want the Glazers out, because that isn't the point of why we want the Glazers out. We want the Glazers out because they've put us in debt. They've let the stadium rot. They don't care about the club, etc., etc. And you know that any of those kind of statement signings is literally just to try and sell shirts. It's not because they actually want to improve Manchester United. So, yeah. Overall, I try and not think about it too much because it does just drag you down otherwise mentally. So Gregory says, follow-up question: will the Glazers sell United to Qatar before the end of this season? Will the Glazers sell to Qatar before the end of the season? I think yes. I'll say that. I think, in my opinion, the club will be sold by the end of this coming season. The season ends in May? I do think the club will be sold, yeah. I do. But not until May, okay? Well, not before May. But, yeah. Someone says, Daily Muppet said they're staying and that's why they're buying players. To be honest with you guys, anybody who comes out saying that their opinion is more than an opinion, like, just ignore. Nobody knows whether they're staying or going, all right? Everybody who talks about this topic is an opinion. So if other people on Twitter, if other, people who do things about Manchester United say that they're 100% saying, or they don't know, okay? So, yeah, that's why I'm a bit, like, on the fence now, because I don't know. That's the simple answer of it. So anybody who pretends they know more than they do, just disregard it, I think, personally. You've got to make your own opinion at the end of the day. I do think they will sell, but that's just my own opinion. All right. Somebody says, is Martial injured? I'm not entirely sure. Martial did travel to the tour. So Martial is in the United States with the rest of the team. So hopefully he is, playing in some capacity. Hopefully he will get some game time, and hopefully he isn't injured. But I'm not completely sure on that one, to be completely honest with you guys. Obviously, he didn't feature against Lyon or Leeds because he was injured. Yeah, there's a bit of a quote actually coming out. Whilst we're talking about the takeover, there's a quote coming out from Ten Hag on the Glazers. So this is a direct quote from Ten Hag on the Glazer family. Ten Hag says, "This is a good opportunity to share ideas and we can talk informally. It is obvious I can give advice and recommendations, but the decision is on the club." Not really sure what that means, to be completely honest with you. I will put it in the chat so you guys can read it for yourself. This is a quote from Ten Hag on the Glazer family that's just come out in the last couple of minutes. I'm not sure exactly what he's referring to be completely honest with you. Yeah, not sure. I'm not sure what to make of that, guys. I'm really, really not. But yeah, apparently Martial is injured, so yeah, we probably won't see him. Yeah, I'm not really sure what that quote means, to be completely honest with you. I don't know whether he's talking about the takeover or whether he's just talking about generally. Not completely convinced what that means. Apparently it's about the transfer plan. Yeah. I don't think, at the end of the day, Erik ten Hag's not going to be talking about the takeover. Like, he was very hush-hush about that even before the end of the season, wasn't he? He gave away very, very little about the takeover. So, yeah. Right, guys. We've got 2 minutes left of the video, so do make sure you smash a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We will, of course, be back at 8 a.m. UK time tomorrow. We've got a few more quotes from Erik ten Hag to get through really, really quickly. So Erik ten Hag has been talking about Onana. He says, "I wanted him because of his character. He wants to have that challenge. Then he's at his best. He likes the challenge. He will rise to the occasion." So Onana is obviously the player that Erik ten Hag wanted. He was his number one target. Very, very positive about that one. And then in relation to Fred, guys, quite a few of you are asking me about Fred in the chat. So Samuel Luckhurst from the Manchester Evening News has said the following: "It is unclear if Fred will join the Manchester United squad in the United States, but sources insist his personal issues is non-transfer related." So apparently the reason Fred isn't on the tour is not because of a transfer. I'm not sure. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Again, with Fred, I wish him all the best, and I hope he does get his move, because he's not going to get any game time at Manchester United. He's really not. Somebody's asking, what do I think about tomorrow's match? So I did do a separate video on tomorrow's match, which you can check out on the channel. I did do a match preview. My prediction's going to be 3-2 tomorrow. But let me know in the comment section, guys. What is your prediction for the Manchester United versus Arsenal game tomorrow. Of course, we will be doing a watch along for that one. It's a 10 p.m. kickoff UK time. So yeah, we'll be live at about 9:30 most likely. So yeah, make sure you're around tomorrow. I'm going to wrap the video up there, guys. Absolutely amazing stream tonight. Please do make sure you smash the like button on the way out. And please do subscribe to the channel if you're new. Lots of love, guys. Have a lovely Friday evening wherever you are in the world. And I'll speak to you guys at 8 a.m. UK time tomorrow morning. Lots of love. Peace out.